Mindset has to do with what you think, how you think, when you think it. And when you have a strong mindset or have that strong mental toughness, you're able to mentally push through any kind of situation that you're in, whether it's bad, you can push through those tough times, and whether it's good too, because sometimes it's easy to be successful and then be complacent. But if you have strong mental toughness, you recognize that success is temporary. You got to keep challenging yourself and raising that bar.
You got challenges that you're going to run across.
All right, so welcome to another episode of Elite Psyche, the Mental Toughness Mindset Show. We're going to the show now. We're going to the really, really big show. That's what we're going to do with Elite Psyche. Even though it's a pod, I know that, but we're going to the show. And on the show here, on our Elite Psyche show, we have guests that I feel that had made a mark in life, had some kind of success in their particular field. And I believe also that if you had success in anything, that you had to be mentally strong, because you got to go through a lot of things in this world to succeed. You're going to have setbacks, then you comebacks and setbacks again. And the mindset and the mentality has to be strong for you to continue going, because a lot of people quit. And so for you to continue going to win. And today we have another guest on that I feel like, and a lot of people have seen him play. So I know for a fact that he has some success, because he had a lot, because just to get to the NFL, that's success in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at how many millions of high school players and thousands of college players, and then you get to the NFL and it gets real, real small. That number starts to shrink down to get there. And how many kids grow up, from the, fifth grade on wishing to be in the NFL. And we got a guy here today, Mr. JJ Birden, who made it. And not only did he make it, he played, and he did well in the NFL. And so what I want to do is read his bio to you guys right before I bring him up. All right. So, a small man in a big man's game. To appreciate the hero's journey that is JJ Biden's life, you must first know a few important facts. Wow, this talks about what I just said. Less than 6% of high school seniors go on to play college football. 6%, less than 6%. Of the 150,000 draft eligible college players, football players, only 253. Man, of the 150,000, 253, less than 1% are selected into the NFL draft. The average NFL career is less than 2 years. The average NFL player is 6'2", 245 pounds. The odds of making it in the NFL are staggering. The odds of staying in the NFL are even more amazing. The odds of doing both are the most astronomical of all when you're undersized and play one of the sport's most physical positions. Good thing JJ Birden never cared about the odds of success. Despite being the number one high school receiver in Oregon, JJ didn't receive a single D1 scholarship offer. He was fast enough for sure, but at 5'9" and 133 pounds. Wow. That's like my leg, I guess. I don't know. 133 pounds. JJ was just too small to play with the big boys. At least that's what the naysayers thought. JJ knew he was good enough, and he set his mind to achieving the impossible. All he needed was an opportunity, no matter how small, even if it meant making his own. After receiving a scholarship to the University of Oregon for track and field, JJ earned a walk-on spot with the football team his sophomore year at Oregon. Walk-on spot. He was at the bottom of the depth. And I mean, when you look, when you know that you walk on to a D1 school, and then you at the bottom of the depth. I mean, nowhere possible that you think that you're going to see some playing time on the field. But his coaches and teammates didn't know how hard he was willing to work. It didn't take long for them to find out. JJ became a starter the next season, his junior year. But like all long shot stories and underdog tales, JJ trials were just beginning. The remainder of the college career was plagued with injuries and unimpressive stats. Still, JJ's speed, toughness were enough to earn him an invite to the NFL Combine, a yearly gathering of the top 300 college prospects in the nation. Unsurprising to his teammates, coaches, and fans, JJ dominated the Combine. Wow. His performance earned him the 216th pick in the 8th round of the 1988 NFL Draft. That's when the going got really tough. A series of injuries and failed physicals culminated in one of the darkest moments in JJ's early career and one of the hardest weeks imaginable for anyone. JJ was rejected by 4 NFL teams in 5 days. He could have walked away from the game and given up hope in spite of what seemed like insurmountable odds. But JJ didn't even flinch. Instead, he did what he always done when faced with adversity. He found a way to win. Man, that's what I'm talking about. This is that mentally tough stuff we talk about, that the mindset stuff, the elite psyche. JJ would go on to play 9 seasons in the NFL. Remember, the average career is less than a quarter of that. Despite never being the biggest, strongest, or most physical guy on the field, what kept JJ on the field for almost a decade wasn't just how he played the game, but rather how he approached every day like it was game day. JJ was willing to put in the work and do whatever it took to improve. Now, a motivational speaker and performance coach, JJ shares lessons from his life that help audiences of all ages, backgrounds, and professions realize the most important thing about success is never given, but always earned. JJ's inspiring keynote presentations outline the principles and strategies that help an undersized wide receiver overcome spectacular odds. The same principles and strategies that can help anyone perform at the highest levels of all in all walks of life. JJ is a best-selling author, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, husband, and father. He has been married to his college sweetheart, Raina, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, Raina, for 30 years and has 8 children. Wow. 3 biological, 5 adopted nieces and nephews. Wow. He and his family reside in Phoenix area. JJ Birden is an engaging communicator, passionate presenter, and a leading authority on helping individuals seize the opportunities in life. Request more information to speak with this guy, man. I'm telling you, we're going to put a lot of stuff at the end of the interview, put his websites up and how you can actually reach JJ, because he has learned that he can tailor all his motivational presentations to empower your group to achieve greatness. Any type group, JJ is willing to speak. So, man, without further ado, let me bring up this phenomenal young man, Mr. JJ Birden. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. What's up, Tony? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.